Today we are talking about how to overcome emotional weaknesses. Let's jump into it. How is it we can do some amazing and sometimes unexplainable things, like heal our own bodies by the power of our thoughts? Mother's intuition, the law of attraction. Can we really tap into our subconscious mind? Can we really create our own realities? It begs the question, are we novice gods? Hey, thank you so much for joining me on this documentary series. My name is Scott Wilhite, and I am a documentary filmmaker. I've been on this journey for a while to live life more, to become more my best full self, and to stop living with these limiting beliefs that have been holding me back. And in sharing with you this journey, in overcoming all of this, I'm filming this and I'm sharing the things that I have learned. Now, I don't know everything. I certainly don't know everything, but I found a few things that might help, and hopefully today's episode will help you with the things that I've learned, and I'll share that. So first of all, we're talking about how to overcome emotional weaknesses. Now, I got to tell you, a few years ago, I was a Cub Scoutmaster, and I was terrified. I was so embarrassed to be up in front of people. It absolutely terrified me. I mean, these are like 8-year-old boys, and there's maybe 8 or 10 of them, and then they have parents here. And so when we would do our pack meetings and things, I mean, there would maybe be 20 people in the room, and it freaked me out to be up in front of these people. Not so much the kids, because I felt like the kids weren't judging me, but boy, did I feel like the parents were. And it traumatized me. I remember I used to have to kind of script out what I was going to say on my iPad, and then I would kind of have it with me sort of like a teleprompter to guide me through. I had to type really big so that I could see it, while trying to address the people. I mean, I was so shy and insecure, and I had all of these horrible weaknesses that I'm happy to be working to overcome. I'm not there yet, but I'm well on my way, and I'm very grateful for that. Now, there's a scripture that says something to the effect of, I give unto men weaknesses that they may be humble. And it also says something about that when you have weaknesses, they may become strengths. And I think about that. What do you think about that? Do you have weaknesses that you would love to have as strengths? Are there things going on in your life or character traits that you have that you just look at them and you think, oh, I wish I didn't have that. I wish I had the opposite. And anyway, as you think about that, I think that's what that scripture means, that you have the possibility to turn those things around, that whatever weaknesses you might have, they may become strengths. And you can do that with God. And I'm happy to share with you just kind of a few things that I found. So first of all, what emotional weaknesses are you dealing with right now? Are you shy? Are you introverted? Are you bossy? Are you just this horrible self-critic? Are you selfish? Are you impatient? Are you somebody that needs to always be right? Or are you impulsive? I mean, there's a lot of different weaknesses that you might have, and you look at these things and you think, this is not who I want to be. I don't want to have these characteristics anymore, and I want to be able to overcome these and conquer these weaknesses that are holding me back. So I want to share with you just kind of 2 really easy, simple steps for you to implement to start getting over this. And the first is that I want you to list out all of your weaknesses. And maybe take a piece of paper and divide it into 2, and on one side list out all of your weaknesses and just go at it. Don't be afraid. Nobody else is going to see this. Get it out on paper. What you want to do is you want to get clarity here. You want to get super clear on all the things that you feel you're really weak on. And on the flip side, the next column, I want you to list all of your strengths. And I want you to just go to town and be as absolutely forthright as possible. Just don't hold back. Don't lie. Don't cover it. This is for you. Be you. Just be honest and share all of your weaknesses and then list all of your strengths and really get good at that. Now, what this is going to do for you is this is going to give you clarity. Now, clarity is huge, and so often we don't realize how blind we are. I remember years ago I was asked, I'm a filmmaker, and I was asked to go to Mongolia to film these American doctors who were restoring sight to the blind. Isn't that amazing? In my mind, I could kind of picture what that is going to be like. You know, that I'm going to be filming these people and they're going to have this surgery done, and then all of a sudden they're going to be able to look around and they're going to talk about all the things that they could see, and they're going to be full of life and excitement and just bouncing off the walls, excited for this abundance that they now have in their life because they can see all these things. They can read words, they can see people, they can see images and trees. And in my mind, I had this vision that the American doctors had come up with some breakthrough technology that was so breakthrough and was so cutting edge that they didn't have FDA approval on it yet, which is why they weren't doing it here in the States. And so they had to go to Mongolia where they could do it on people who wouldn't sue them. You know, that was kind of my idea. And then we fly out there and we're observing the surgeries, and it turns out that it wasn't any breakthrough, amazing technology or anything like that. It was very simple cataract removal surgery. Cataract removals. I mean, in America, in developed countries like the United States, we get cataracts removed like we get our teeth cleaned. You go in, you know, bada boom, and you're done. You know, all of a sudden you come out and they've taken care of them. And we also get them taken care of more regularly. And so it doesn't build up and build up and build up to where it just, everything becomes cloudy and you eventually can't see. But for these people in Mongolia, they didn't have access to this. They didn't know that they didn't have to be blind, and it just kept continuing and continuing until finally they were blind and they couldn't see because of that cloud that was just right in front of their lens. Now, I share this with you because you are mentally blind. You are psychologically blind. There are things that are going on about yourself with your weaknesses, with the things that, the stories that you tell yourself that are clouding your vision, and you are not seeing yourself clearly for who you are or who you can be. And you're blind. I'm blind. And this series has been following me, kind of figuring out some of the things that have been holding me back, and I'm grateful to be able to share how to get through that. But the first thing is to get clarity. So start by listing all of your strengths and all of your weaknesses, and then you have that kind of as your master list. Now the next step is that I want you to pick one. I want you to pick one weakness that you really want to work on. And maybe this is one a day or one a week or one a month. I don't know. You can determine your training schedule. But I want you to look at this as skill training. You know, so if your weakness is in shyness, you know, take that, and I want you to look at it and go, you know what? The opposite of shyness is confidence. And I would like to work on confidence. So I'm getting rid of my shyness this month, and I'm working on my confidence. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take a card. I do this all the time. I carry cards, and just, you can take a 3x5 card or take a business card and write on it what it is you're going to work on, whether it's confidence or whether it's compassion or whether it's I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm kind of blanking. You know what it is you're working on. You know what it is that you most want to do. And, you know, from your list of weaknesses, if I could just get this one weakness, you think, if I could just get this one weakness to become a strength, oh, what a difference that would make in my life. Well, focus on one at a time. So on one side of the card, I want you to write your weakness, whether that's shyness or whatever. And then on the other side, I want you to write your strength. And confidence, yes, is kind of the opposite. Well, yeah, it's kind of the opposite of shyness. But you gotta understand you have confidence already. You have confidence in certain areas. Maybe you are a horrible public speaker, or maybe you're afraid to sell, you know, to go out and to talk to people. But you are an excellent cook. Okay? and you know that you can make absolutely anything that is written in any cookbook. You have confidence in that area. So as you look at whatever weakness you have, on the opposite, I want you to write down a strength that pertains to it where you know you have confidence, at least in one area of your life. And keep that in your pocket. And whenever you find yourself recognizing that weakness is starting to show forward, I want you to put your hand in your pocket, remember that, and remember that the flip side is that you have a strength in another area that is somewhat related to that. And as you start to focus on that, what you're going to learn is you're going to be able to start developing this like a skill. You're going to say, hey, I can cook. Hey, I can speak up in this meeting. Hey, I can talk to those Cub Scouts, or whatever your challenge is to be. Anyway, I just want to share that with you. It's just a simple two-step process for how to turn your weaknesses into strengths. I know that our weaknesses are to help keep us humble, but we are meant to grow. We are meant to be the fullest expression of ourselves. And by taking a skills-based approach to any of your weaknesses, you can turn those into strengths. What do you think? You've heard my thoughts. Now let's hear yours. In the comment section below, share what impressions came to your mind. What did you get out of this? If you have had thoughts to take action, please do so. Always listen to your inner voice. It's your ultimate guidance system. Of course, the best place to take action is at scottwilhite.com, because if you join me for a free web class, I will reward you by sending you my purpose planner so you can have a physical guide to help you get in touch with your inner guide. What if you are a God in the making? That would mean there's purpose to your life, meaning to your challenges. You have a great work to do. May you have the courage, faith, and power to become who you were truly meant to be. See you next time.